Hi, I'm Rashid Koppel. I'm here with Jill Walker from Opsys. Jill is an expert in Microsoft Dynamics CRM consulting and very often gets called in to rescue CRM projects that have basically gone south. So I thought we'd have a short discussion as to why some of these projects get canned, if you like, and need to be rescued, and what Jill actually goes about doing to do that. So welcome, Jill.
Thank you, Rashid.
So Jill, tell me the top 2 or 3 reasons why projects generally go bad.
Business requirements combined with over-customization and inadequate training of the users and testing of the solution.
Okay, so let's take those in turn. So scoping. What does scoping actually mean in this context?
Scoping is diagnosis. It is understanding the business problems that you, the client, have, and really getting down into the depth of those problems so that we can then prescribe an adequate fix.
Okay, so can you give me an example where scoping has gone wrong? Just in general terms. I mean, we're not talking about a specific client, but we won't mention a specific client, but where has scoping actually gone wrong and what's the result been?
I see surprisingly often from people the idea that a scoping workshop of any description shouldn't be necessary. After all, I'm a CRM expert. I've worked with other clients that may or may not be similar to them. I therefore should be able to just give them a solution based on perhaps some badly drawn flowcharts or a very, very brief conversation. And to give a non-technical analogy of this is almost like walking into your doctor. Obviously, you feel ill or you're in pain. You wouldn't go to the doctor otherwise. Mm-hmm. And him not even asking you to sit down, but just handing you a copy of the script that he gave to the previous patient.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically a canned solution. So what I hear you saying is very often CRM consultants are technology based and think that this is a technology solution and therefore I'm just going to give you a canned solution and out of the box it should work.
We see that. We also see people thinking that the solution that worked for another business in the same type. So let's imagine that you're in real estate. You think if you buy a CRM that is pre-configured for another real estate business, you don't need to do any work because after all, you're both real estate. If we go back to the doctor analogy, we could almost say this is you getting the same prescription because after all, you've both got a sore knee. But without going into medical details, there's a whole range of reasons as to why you might have a sore knee.
Okay, so once you fix the scoping issue, which is basically a business analysis issue, isn't it? Figuring out what the business really wants to do and whether they're going to be able to get that. What's the next issue that you see? You said something along the lines of over-customization. So where does that come in?
Over-customization is reinventing the wheel or customizing the solution to create things. Maybe a technical person wants to practice a skill to solve a problem when there may already be a solution to that in the vanilla out-of-the-box product. One example where I have seen that was a project that I did about 5 years ago now, where there was a customized entity that was called partner name _ quote. Most CRM solutions out of the box contain the ability to do a quote for a client. The partner in question didn't know that this existed, so they created their own. And it didn't work anywhere near as well as the out of the box quote works because it didn't have the years and years of development and testing that is behind the best practice that you get in the out-of-the-box product.
Okay, and of course then the corollary to that is if you do an upgrade, then how do you upgrade all of these customizations?
That certainly can cause problems. That badly written code, and any code runs the risk of this, may well not upgrade. Vendors do, for good reasons and bad, remove certain coding ability from their underlying product. So it goes without saying that the less customization and the less code you have in your solution, the easier and therefore quicker and cheaper your ultimate upgrades will be, if and when they become necessary, and they almost certainly will be necessary.
Okay. And the third aspect was user testing and user training. It is essential that whatever requirements are given to your implementer are tested very, very thoroughly, and tested not only by technical people, but by people who understand the detail of the business required. So, using the example I like to use with the credit card, if you were doing a credit card solution, you need to test not only for the working credit card with enough money in the account and so on, but you need to test that a stolen credit card, a fraudulent transaction, insufficient funds are handled in the way that they should be. Okay. So what do you do to help organizations solve these sorts of issues? When you get called in, what's your philosophy?
Our philosophy is we start with scoping or a health check of the existing system so that we fully understand what is, and more important, what isn't working with your current system. And that enables us then to design a solution that works for you. But the design is strongly using the out-of-the-box functionality. I have a philosophy that for every business requirement I'm given, I first of all try to meet that requirement with out-of-the-box solutions, i.e. things that are there already. If I can't do it using out-of-the-box functionality, I will look at doing configuration, and I define configuration as changes you can make with tools that are provided by the system itself. And only when that fails will I do customization, which is code cutting to meet specific needs that are not possible using either of the other two techniques.
Okay, all right. What's the next stage if somebody wants to contact you? How does somebody contact you if they've got a project that's basically not delivering the way it is? You may already have implemented the project, or you may be in the middle of implementing a project with another partner, but you just feel you're not getting the solution that you want. What's the best way of contacting you, Jill?
Via our website, which is www.opsis.com.au.
And that's OPSIS, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.